Hey guys, what's up? It's me, the Gaming Spinosaurus, here with another epic video. As you can tell from the hat, it's BoJack Horseman Day. Very excited because I love BoJack Horseman very much. But yeah, today it's Season 6 Part 2 review. So, let's get into the video. So before I begin, there will be heavy spoilers for the entire of Season 6 of BoJack Horseman, as well as the earlier seasons. So if you haven't seen BoJack Horseman, I turn off the video, go watch it, all 6 seasons of it, then come back, and then you can start watching. So there's no opening paragraph or opening sentence like I always do with reviews. I want to get straight into the video because let's just say this could be the longest. This is the largest script I've ever written, so this might be a long video, boys. Now that everyone is gone who wanted to go, let's get into analysing BoJack's character in the last 8 episodes. So I was wrong in saying that BoJack would commit suicide, and to be honest, I'm fine about that. My big thing was that I wanted it to end well. I wanted BoJack's arc to be ended well, and they did it brilliantly. He's sober, he's kind, and he's trying to help. Hollyhock is clearly acting differently towards him because she knows about the New Mexico incident, as we saw in the cliffhanger of the previous one. And he's a college professor, which is cool. He cares about his students and tries to help them. You see that over the course of the first episode. But he's still recovering from his alcohol and drug addiction, which you also see over the course of the first episode. Him going to the AA meetings, but his students, because their children just keep butting in. Bloody BoJack. He deserves a break, he does. He deserves a break. He's almost a year sober, which I find quite cool. But then he's dragged back into the LA drama by 2 reporters trying to find out what happened to CAROLYN. Which of course, because he's told the police that CAROLYN called him, and then he went to go collect her, and then she died. They don't know that he was on the bender with her. Then he did something insane for BoJack, that is. He opens up to about the CAROLYN situation to DIANE and Princess CAROLYN. Oh, this is the first time we truly see BoJack opening up about his past, finally. Like, usually when he opens up he doesn't go full in, but he deeply told everyone what happened. No one was forcing him to, like with DIANE and writing his book. He kind of had to tell her everything or the book wouldn't have been good. He does it without the influence of drugs or alcohol, which is a big thing. This was a big thing for BoJack. I felt like that was a big moment. I don't know if anyone picked up on that, but I felt it was a big moment. He's opened up about the darkest depths of his mind. This is BoJack, the man who doesn't open up, actually opened up. I find that really cool and heartwarming, that he trusts them, his friends, enough to tell them about the bad stuff. Then he goes back to LA and gets caught up in a scandal. He goes to an interview when he apologises Hollywood style. It's still Hollywood. I love that so much. It's like one of the best things that the BoJack writers do well is that they have these running gags like the Hollywood instead of calling it Hollywood. The bourbon that Todd was going to do an advertisement for. That keeps on popping up. There's loads more. It is incredibly cool. He then realises people are sympathising with him, and he feels better about himself. But then he does another interview. He takes another step, possibly a stupid step, which it is. He's ripped a complete new one. They question him very forcibly. He starts to realise that maybe they don't have his best interests at heart. Then, I don't know. He gets told some devastating information, that he could have stopped her from being fired. Afterwards, he drinks, then breaks into his old house, which isn't his because he has no money. He went broke, so his accountants just stole his house for him. He then goes to swim, intending not to get out. That's what I thought they were saying anyway, because he called Diane saying, "I'm going to swim. If you care about me, you're going to stop me swimming." Then he, in his head, begins talking to the people who died, who he cares about. His mother is there, Sarah Lynn's there, Herb's there, the Secretariat is there. He is saved by the people who actually live in the house and put in prison. The show ends with him talking to Diane after being allowed out of prison for a weekend to see Princess Carolyn's wedding. So I really loved his arc. He was punished for what he did wrong and accepted the punishment without trying to run, hide or deny it. That's all I wanted to happen, to be honest. And it ends ambiguously, which is great because it's exactly what life is like. Life isn't clear. You don't always get the happy ending. But it did great. They did Diane's mental health so well. The 2D scribble animation bits taking place in Diane's head was so well done. A bit similar to what they did with when BoJack was going through the self-loathing period when his mother came back from caring home. Yeah. And they're really well integrated into normal scenes. The way her story went fitted with how her character had been established. I also felt that the way they managed her depression and antidepressant was really good. It's made link to the mental illness 2D scribble scenes, but it's kind of a bit different. I really want to point out is what it was well done though. As well, I loved Guy. Guy was cool. Guy was named Guy. He worked well with Diane and is actually perfect for her, kind of. He's caring, loving, happy, but not over the top happiness. He's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. They fit together and bam, you can just see that they work. It's like she was made for him. And they got engaged, which is really cool. But there wasn't much with Diane. Again, this season was very BoJack focused because it's the last season, of course it's going to be. Her big story was about her book. She wanted to write a book about her damage, so every bad thing that had happened to her wasn't for nothing. She also wanted to write a book to help children who also have damage to open up. Instead of writing a depressing book, she wrote a happy, joyful book about a food court detective. That actually sounds cool, and now I want a book about a food court detective. And even the food court detective book helped her help children open up. Now, I love Todd as much as the next person. But my worry was always that they wouldn't conclude his character well. It may not seem like it, but Todd has an arc. Todd has goals. He has character traits, and they fulfilled them. Todd's mother was always a loose end. She kicked him out. We'd never actually seen her face before. We finally met her, and they didn't forgive her instantly for treating Todd horribly. Todd finally got a loving girlfriend, Maud. She's genuinely lovely. As well, he finally got a home instead of sleeping on his couch, because that's one of the things that he's been doing since the start. We've literally never seen him have a home. As well, he got a sustainable job, which was a combination of a Todd scheme and a sensible person idea. And finally, and possibly most importantly of all, he reconciles with BoJack. They reconcile. They kind of talk to each other about how important they are to each other. I loved that. I definitely didn't cry when that was happening. And that is the character well done. Princess Carolyn was a very small character in this part of the season, but she was a solid one. She is clearly a good mother. She was a good manager, and still lovely as ever. Bit pushy, which is the Princess Carolyn way, Not just to mention, but her marriage with Judah was perfect. I love Judah as a character. He's hilarious. I'm very angry that they forced him to exit in season 3/4, but let's not get into that. Judah is just like, you always can tell there's chemistry between the two, and it just works. It's natural. It works so well. That's literally all I have about Princess Caroline. Mr. Peanut Butter, again, doesn't have the biggest role this season. BoJack, again, is the real star. But he's done incredibly well. His fiancée leaves him for someone else. And he encouraged it. He knew it was happening because he, of course, cheated on her. And then he kind of forced them together to create this emotional bond. And, yeah, because he realises that it will be better for her. And he supports BoJack, even though he's completely been attacked by everyone else. And no matter how much BoJack shouts and has a go and gets angry at him, he always supports him. But he may have said to the reporters about how BoJack was there during CAROLYN's death, but he cared about him and he was doing it to defend BoJack. And I actually cared about Mr. Peanut Butter. Even my friend, who said that he despises the character of Mr. Peanut Butter, actually enjoyed him this season. I just wanted to add, from my friend again, this is his idea plus a bit of my geniusness, that Peanut Butter was so selfless with all his actions because he's done stuff wrong and he's trying to fix it. Even when everything goes wrong, he's still reasonable and kind and caring. The opposite of BoJack, how BoJack would act if these sorts of things happened to him. So, Mr. Peanut Butter is cool now. Yeah. The reporters are literally so realistic and reflect how a lot of media act nowadays. So, big up the writers for having the balls to comment on the current state of modern media. That's a topic. Next, Penny and Charlotte. They were utilised well. Penny clearly has some deep issues because of what happened with BoJack. The one thing I didn't like though, and this is there's not really a picky, I really wish she got to share her story. I really didn't like how she couldn't share her story. It's like she should be the one sharing her story, and that should be the final nail in the coffin to cause BoJack to start drinking again. Now, the usual reoccurring characters were written well. I do want to mention Judah again. I would count him as the main character, but I don't have enough to say about him. Judah was perfect as usual, and I still think he was one of my favourite characters in this show. And I dislike his exit in season 3/4. It just angers me so. Okay, calm. Now on to the next topic. The final one is the ending. BoJack was never going to have a happy ending because, as he said himself, you can never have a happy ending in showbiz because there's always more show. I feel it was neither a happy nor a sad ending, it was a satisfying ending. All the arcs were wrapped up. They all have a good ending without feeling forced. The endings feel natural. BoJack was punished for his actions, and it's up in the air what will happen next when he leaves prison. Will he go into a teaching job again? Because he clearly enjoyed teaching a lot. Will he return to Hollywood? Don't ask, please don't. It's now Hollywood because Mr. Peanut Butter ordered a B instead of a D, which is kind of funny. It's unclear what will happen to him and DIANE as well. Will they stay friends? Have they just naturally drifted? It's really, or is it completely something else? Is all these going to go in a completely different direction? It's unclear because that's the whole point. No, it's not annoyingly ambiguous as well, as you have to know the answer. And it's not a massive cliffhanger that's never gonna get resolved. It's not angering. These are just natural comments that come up. I think the ending was almost perfect. No, scrap that. The ending was perfect. They managed to satisfyingly conclude 6 seasons of arcs from 5+ main characters and way more side characters, without having to force or make anything feel unnatural. My only question about this season is, what was in the letter from Hollyhock? It definitely mentioned that she knew about the what's it called? New Mexico incident. But what else did she find out to make her ghost him that much? Because she definitely wasn't. She was bothered about it, clearly, but wasn't like bothered enough to permanently ghost him, because she can tell that he was trying to change. But what do you guys think? I genuinely want to know. Comment down below what you think was in the letter from Hollyhock. But yeah, in conclusion, this season was a masterpiece of animated TV that ended a phenomenal TV show. As much as I am sad that this show is gone, I'm happy about all the effort put in to make an unforgettable conclusion. So thank you, Raphael Matthew Bob Walksburg, creator of BoJack Horseman, if you didn't know, for giving us something unforgettable. And good luck in your future endeavours, man. I will be watching your shows with a close eye, because you clearly have some talent. She'll always be fondly remembered, no matter how old I get, because this was like the first thing that got me proper big. I got like 100 views on the last BoJack video. So, thank you, and goodbye, BoJack. It's been an honour serving you. So that's been the video. If you liked it, smash like, subscribe for more content. If you do subscribe, be sure to hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload. I've been the Game Spinosaurus. You guys have been awesome. See you in the next video. And for my last words, clean up your shit, Todd.
God damn it, Todd, clean up your shit.